Welcome, geeks and nerds from all the different herds, to this latest episode of the Den of Geeks. I am your host, John. Gotta find time to shave my beard because I'm tired of being mistaken as homeless, Murphy. And with me are my co-hosts, as always, Ian Benoit and Tyler Tyson. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yep, and Happy New Year to everyone. We are recording this on January 1st, 2023, New Year's Day.
Hell yeah. Two days before my birthday.
And a happy birthday to Tyler. Yep, and now let's just hope that 2023 is pretty much better than than the previous 3 years.
Nobody, you know what they say?
Touch anything.
Nobody touch anything. Knock on wood.
You know what they say? Bad things come in a set of threes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we had 2020, 2021, now 2022. So we might be over the hump.
Maybe.
Knock on wood. All right, and so it's been a while since our last Den of Geeks talk. It was most of that was a little bit on my fault. I guess I sort of imposed a break on us without actually telling everyone. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, life happens. Yeah.
Life finds a way.
That's yes. Speaking of which, I got my sister Jurassic World Dominion for Christmas. We ended up watching it that same day, and I still like it better than Fallen Kingdom. Yeah. But anyway, all right. So hopefully we can hold your attention for the next hour, because we are going to be talking about a very, I guess, a fun topic. It's fun for me and Tyler. Ian, I hope it's fun for you.
You picked the one topic I know almost nothing about, so I'm here.
Ah, jeez.
He's going in blind, folks.
Going in blind.
I am. I will add my input as I can, and based on what I know, which is very small. But I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
Okay.
Hey, you're Indiana Jonesing it.
Uh-huh. All right.
Sure.
So, all right. So 1 hour timer starts now. There we go. And today's topic is going to be about movies that were based on video games. And so yes, that's a broad topic, but pretty much it's going to be a brief history about it. Pretty much, and by brief, I'm saying that that's only been a market for about 30 years, and for the most part, it's been crap.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And even the good ones were kind of crap too.
Mm-hmm. But actually, even though the 2020s were kind of horrible, just getting. There were two good things out of it, and it all involved the same blue hedgehog.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Sonic. It's not just gonna be about it, but it's about Sonic, but it's that and another video game movie that seemed to have broken a supposed curse on video game movies that have been coming out recently have honestly been given to people like me and Tyler some hope, really, for when it comes to Hollywood. So,
yeah, no, a lot of people just like to be, pessimistic and say it's just abnormal, outliers, as they will say.
All right, so a little bit of history. I am a very limited gamer. Don't know much about gaming, but I did grow up during the heyday during the 90s of Super Nintendo, N64, and all the console wars that have spawned from that. Tyler himself is a gamer. In fact, I've seen his collection.
I'm a hardcore gamer.
Mm-hmm.
But probably not as hard as I used to be back in the day, but still pretty avid.
And Ian, you've at least maybe like played a video game at an arcade, maybe at a friend's house?
Yes, I have. My little brother had an Xbox. I grew up with that thing that seemed to really kick off hard and faded slowly in the semi-late 2010s, the Wii.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one that printed money.
Yeah,
Yes.
the one that printed money.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with the Wii. I also grew up with a GameCube.
Oh, the GameCube. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even realize. A couple, like a year, like this year or last year, found out about the peripherals that were made for that. It's like, what?
Yeah, so I've played a small number of video games in my younger years. I don't anymore, frankly, because I'm just whatever the heck was that?
I don't play many video games anymore because all my energy, as well as time for studying, goes towards filmmaking.
Yeah, and I go more towards reptiles.
So we got
mine goes to just burning off whatever depressing day at work I ever get.
Relatable.
Which is playing video games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This past week for me, I mean, I had so much ADHD. I tried so much ADHD. I was actually able to balance finding out how to do this, seeing if I could pull off this type of effect from an 80s anime movie, while also doing my job at the same time.
Now, that said, John.
Yes.
I think the thing we should probably discuss is what was the problem with adaptation of video game movies?
Well, okay, given that on the wiki, it seems that no matter what, the earliest known video game movie adaptation was in May 28th, 1993, with the release of Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, God.
I've heard of this.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the reason why they made that game is because the Super Mario Brothers 3, one of the best video games on the NES, was just out, so they made a movie. The problem was it was a Super Mario Brothers in name only. It had the names of the characters with none of them looking like their designs. It wasn't what we expected. Basically, it was a cash grab.
Yes. Basically, if your screenplay, John, if I sent you a screenplay that says, okay, we're starting in New York.
That's sweet, New York. What kind of movie is this gonna be that starts in New York? Is it a crime movie? Is it a drama?
Super Mario Bros.
Okay, I'm instantly concerned. Why are we starting off in New York City that has nothing to do with the Mario Brothers?
Oh, see, that's not going to be the main setting. You're going to be teleported to a different world.
And why?
Because plot.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the 90s were just because video games were just so popular in the 80s and 90s. The Hollywood industry decided to make movies based on them with very low praise. Honestly, I think, let's see, looking at the Wikipedia, based on Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic, the only highest rated one with a 45% and a 60 out of 100 was Mortal Kombat.
The first Mortal Kombat.
The first Mortal Kombat, yes.
No one wants to talk about Armageddon.
Annihilation.
That too.
No,
it was Armageddon for a lot of game-based movies.
So yeah, it was because, but little did we know that there would be someone even more sinister that would pretty much drive video game movies 6 feet under and far beyond into the Earth's core, that would make Satan go, a present! And that is a German named Uwe Boll.
You had to bring up that name.
Okay, Ian, let me tell you something. If a movie is released and it's bad, it normally loses money, right? It loses money for the studio.
Typically, yes.
Not with German tax return laws.
Yes. Yes. You see, Uwe Boll exploited a loophole that if he lost, that he could write off the money lost during a movie and get reimbursed for it. And so, yes. So a lot of the movies.
That law still in effect. I might want to move to Germany.
I don't think so anymore. However, he's also kind of known that anyone who's I think he's no longer making movies anymore.
Oh no. But John,
Yeah.
You forgot the most. So sure, there were really bad movies like Super Mario Bros. But then there's those so bad it's good that it's so worth watching. But of course,
Street Fighter. Street Fighter featuring Gomez Adams, Raul Julia in his final film role.
Yes, and he did because his kids like Street Fighter. I was like, bless his heart.
It's clear he's kind of having fun. He's having fun with the role.
And the quotes that came out for me, it was a Tuesday.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, he kind of captured what it means to be a maniacal villain. One of the people he captured, and this is a great scene. One of the underground fighters that he captures is telling him how her father once drove him away from his village, drove him away that he tried to conquer, and how it was a very important day for her, and Bison just goes, "I don't remember that." Goes, for you, the day that Bison graced your land was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. How devastated would you be that that someone who had a big impact on your life just kind of destroyed you with saying that you weren't important to me.
Yeah, I mean, but true to life, right?
Yeah, very true to life. Okay.
And mind you, that movie, it's still bad, but it's hilarious. So
It's actually kind of
hilariously bad.
It's enjoyable. Unfortunately, not very many badly delivered lines like in that one movie that shouldn't be named.
Well, that narrows it down.
It's video game movies that shouldn't be named. Tyler knows that.
Okay.
But no, honestly, if I had to point out the problem with video game movies is, you have people who don't know them trying to write them.
Well, and then true for like quite a few comic book movies, right?
It's true for comic book movies, but the problem is you're adapting the medium of a game to a film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so, to be fair, that's a tough mountain to climb. You got to be able to, and mind you, we're going in the 90s. Games did not have like top tier storytelling techniques. They didn't have like the Uncharted's of today, the Horizon Zero Dawns, where it's like practically movies in the game.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption, God of War, and all those other ones. So now with video game movies, the successful ones like Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, the three movies that seem to have finally broken this weighted chain of it when it comes to video game movies. Is it now because writing video games into movies has gotten better, or is it because video games are kind of writing movies into their games?
That's actually pretty tough, because the examples you just list off, the actual plot for Sonic is bare bones. Really bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking about like Dr. Eggman bad, must stop him before destroy world.
Mm-hmm.
And the only kind of semblance of a story was in Sonic 3, where there's, oh my god, Sonic 3 had like a wall painting that shows Sonic as the chosen one through cave paintings. And, well, for Mario, there was really no story other than say Princess Peach.
Your basic rescue the princess, slay the dragon.
Pretty much. And for Detective Pikachu, no, I've never played Detective Pikachu. It is based off of a game. Like, not just the Pokemon franchise, but a game called Detective Pikachu. And I never played it. But even with that knowledge, I don't think it would have influenced the fact that I enjoyed the movie. Because Ryan Reynolds makes it fun.
Well, that's what he does.
And also, the way they actually made the Pokemon look realistic without being too
too realistic,
yes. or too cartoony, like so unrealistic. Like, those would never exist.
But let's go back to Sonic, because we have a topic on Sonic here. Okay, John.
We don't want to. Except we don't want to focus too much on Sonic. We can save that for a later review.
Oh, I know, but I just want to know. The reason why Sonic was a success is because of the fandom to the rescue.
Yes,
it pretty much was. Yes. Oh my God, it's.
Oh, that was a throwback.
My God.
Whoa, the fandom came out in force for that one.
I think. I think even the creators of Sonic, they were going like, no.
Who authorized it in the first place?
I had no idea.
And so, Ian, John, I do want to ask, what line is it to where a director has a right to his own vision to where the fans tell him what to do with his property?
Tyler, you asked me that last night or earlier today. Can't quite remember. It couldn't have been yesterday. We hung out all day yesterday watching Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I think there's really no clear, distinct line. There is no you cross this line, you die. It's very blurred. There's a very gray area.
And I think it depends on the topic.
Yeah.
Yes, but
director does.
That said, the directors should be able to tell what they think is right for the movie. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if you put out the trailer and there's such a backlash, you know you're doing something wrong.
Unfortunately, the director of Ghostbusters 2016 did not heed said warning.
Yeah.
Nope. And
to show what
there's a throwback right
when
there.
You don't listen to the fans.
And I think we're kind of at a weird crossroads. Do fans have too much power? When are fans right? What limit do fans have when it comes to a property? I really don't think that. I don't think studios should be insulting the fans of the property that they're working on. That should be a given.
But at the same time, okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna tell you, there's some people that say Sonic sucks because it was not exactly as Sonic 2 or 3 should have been.
Oh my goodness.
To which I'm like, dude, you can't.
Okay.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah, I'll also play. Remember back when Ninja Turtles there was a little controversy with Ninja Turtles that they were going to be aliens.
Yeah,
and I'm even gonna play devil's advocate on that. I'm gonna say that I would have liked that idea. They wouldn't have to be outright say that they were aliens. Just save that for a sequel where it turns out their origins were extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Also, alien doesn't constantly mean from space. I mean, look at what Sonic 2 did. He came from a different dimension, and they still called him an extraterrestrial.
Exactly. And so, the idea that any changes, if it's not one for one, should be thrown out. What should be done is, we talked about this, Ian, about the spirit of the movie should match what you're adapting. How to Train Your Dragon nailed that.
Yes.
I'm pointing at a poster off screen, but yes, absolutely.
The perfect example.
So it doesn't matter if it's 1v1, no ratio of plot for plot, point for point. What matters is it shows the people behind the project shows they care enough about the fans to respect their childhood. I got to the endings of Sonic 2 and I saw pixel sprites of Sonic movie format. They did the whole movie in sprite format.
Quickly, but that made me so giddy of my childhood.
Hey, Tyler, do you have your thumb over the microphone?
No.
Okay. Oh God, the bug issue has followed straight to you. Except
it's not as bad though. I can still understand it.
Yes, you're just a little muffled, not going in and out.
Should I go in? Should I end my call and come back?
No. Just I just wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure, I don't know, if you had your thumb on the mic.
No.
Okay.
All right. Well, he seems okay now.
Yeah.
But the fact that they honored Sonic so much by doing the end credits with sprite art.
And even peppered the actual scenes with little Easter eggs to it. I mean, seeing Sonic oh crap, spike wall, jump, run. That's a clear animate. I haven't played Sonic in years. I don't even know it as very well, and even I could tell. That's from the game.
And when Sonic was underwater, why did it have to be water? And I saw air bubbles. I was freaking out because the sound, the sound popped in my head. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Oh god, we had so much fun watching Sonic 2. Ian, I highly recommend, if you haven't seen the two movies, to watch it. We can probably review it
We can do a
later
review
time.
on that at some point if you want.
Yeah.
I've never
But
seen.
no, well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate on a different movie adaptation here, but only for 1 out of 6. Because you should know what franchise this is, John.
1 out of 6? What? Oh, are you? No, wait. You can't be talking about Resident Evil, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first Resident Evil movie game was the first Resident Evil movie adaptation was a pretty, but I didn't have a problem with it.
Tyler calls me all the time, telling me about people that he's gone into arguments with, saying of how the remakes suck because they changed from the original games. Or
like, look, they haven't been replaced. They're still there.
Mm-hmm.
But remakes make things flow smoother.
They're still there.
But RE1, the first movie, wasn't exactly a bad Resident Evil movie. It had every element to be a good Resident Evil movie. You know what made it work? You know what made it bad though? Everything after it.
It just turned into a generic zombie apocalypse, try to survive the world horror movie.
Well, no. Actually, here's the weirdest thing, John, Ian. When your first movie has no characters from the franchise, everything, nothing, they're all original characters, and no, they're just like, yeah, this is Resident Evil. And then the second movie, they're like, oh yeah, here's these characters that you never met. Chris, this guy. And they're like, nah, why are you trying to introduce the canon characters into the franchise?
You know, I see your point there. I mean, if you're going to do a movie adaptation of a game, you would expect the characters of the game to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but like the first one wasn't bad because it didn't have them. It was good because it's kind of like, okay, well, I guess I can
this is the thing now.
It's like I have no idea who's going to die.
Oh, yeah.
It was almost like the movie was in its own its own world, its own timeline, since now the multiverse genie is out of the bottle.
Yeah,
like it was in its own reality, and then next movie is that, oh, we bring these characters in from the games. I was like, and you know, surprisingly, it's that aspect that drags the series down.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing because when there weren't canon characters, I was having fun. Because I didn't know who was going to die. And when you bring in canon characters that are going to die that don't in the canon, it kind of pisses you off.
Mm-hmm. It sort of reminds me of those people you get into arguments with about how they don't like anime series because it doesn't follow the manga. I'm pretty much just saying, yeah, you just want to prove you're smart because you know the ending.
Yeah. I just care more about accuracy in those kind of games more than like knowing what's ahead. Like, I know these characters are not meant to die, but somehow you just killed them off because why not? What a twist.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, these are beloved characters. Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, Leon Kennedy. No, the Leon Kennedy that every Resident Evil fan geeks out for, killed in the movie.
Ooh.
Off screen, mind you.
Oh, well, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
And that brings up a point. Because in addition to the new Mario movie that is coming out or came out recently, I don't know.
It will come out.
I've been seeing trailers for another movie based on a video game, a game I love to watch played because I don't have it myself, but it's got such a good story. It intrigues me how they're going to turn this into a movie. The Last of Us.
I knew it.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yes.
I knew you were gonna pull it up.
Because I mean, the story in and of the game. This is the first that I know of, at least, the first game that's relatively modern. I think it came out in 2013. That has an in-depth, great story, awesome characters, and it's now being turned into a horror series. I think if it's not a movie, it's a series.
It's turned into a series, and I think that's for the best.
Yes, because
and I'm gonna make this known. I don't think film adaptations are a way to go anymore.
Mm-hmm.
TV series.
Only because no one wants to sit for a 2 to 3 hour movie.
And especially when you have such a limited time to to tell a story, beginning, middle, and end. And it can there may be some sacrifices, some puzzle pieces, some pieces you might have to take out. Whereas with a TV series, let's just into a different medium, let's say comic books, The Walking Dead. I'm pretty sure it's not a complete one-to-one adaptation of the comic book series, but the TV series, it was lauded for its storytelling, for its other makings. The television is essentially the new Hollywood. That's the new silver screen.
Mm-hmm.
And for good reason. It's a better way to tell a story without rushing it.
Without cramming it into a 2-hour time frame. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like I'm gonna give you an example, Ian. They tried to cram I watched an anime called Fates. I played a game called Fate Stay Night. And before they released a TV series version of that game, they tried to cram 90. It takes 60 hours to beat the game. They crammed it into 2 hours.
You're not talking about Unlimited Blade Works, are you?
Yes.
Oh God.
There goes John. Yeah, no, you can't do that. I mean, for a book, it's one thing. Example, Jurassic Park. It had to cut a lot of stuff out of the novel to make it accessible for film. Same thing with Lord of the Rings.
And Lord of the Rings had to break it down to 3 movies.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the problem with that is there's no guarantee you're going to get the sequels. Let's look at Super Mario Bros.
They set up for a sequel, but the movie did so bad, there never was one.
Yes.
So, from what I gather, if you're going to make a movie based on a video game, you A, need to know what you're doing, B, take input from the fans, at least initially, and C, don't make a movie out of it if you can get away with it. Because the problem with turning more modern game. Go ahead.
Well, I was just say, I think the last point should have been more like it should be a self-contained story.
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem with turning,
you need to be able to prove the movie can profit.
Yes, and your average film viewer that's not huge into games and just heard about this, they're not gonna, know the in-depth lore. It has to be a self-contained story, condensed down to 2 hours. And the problem with doing that with modern games, and I think that's why they turned The Last of Us into a TV series or some other serialized format like that. I think it's on Amazon Prime or something.
Might be coming on Amazon Prime. Let me see.
Either that or Netflix, one of the two. But regardless, there's a reason you do that, because a lot of games nowadays that people are really invested in and really love, they have a really big story behind it. Story is one of the most key aspects of a lot of games nowadays, especially AAA titles.
Oh yeah, and I had to not try to budge in on your action, Ian. But
Go ahead.
Going on to what you said about story, though, there's a lot of people even in the gaming fandoms that are bashing, like, butting heads. Like, what's more important, story or gameplay?
It depends.
And so, like,
it depends.
Yeah. So for fans like me of God of War, which very well told story, like recent God of War. Well, I love the 2018 God of War and Ragnarok. I could not care less about the ones that came before.
Which is so. Wait, isn't God of War 3 the one where that started the meme? Boy.
No, that's God of War 4.
Okay.
God of War 3 is where Kratos acted like a whiny little angsty teenager. Like the first 3 trilogy games.
Okay.
Not that he is, it's just it comes off like that because rage.
Okay.
So he's a roided out teenager, hopped up on hormones. Got it.
Pretty much. But no, like, and so there's arguments in the video game community about it needs to be less story and more gameplay. And I see both sides on that, but I find story is more better way to engage the perspective.
Absolutely. And there's a recent game that came out, not to butt in on you, butting in on me.
Yeah.
But there's a game that came out recently called Choo Choo Charles. You may have heard of it.
Yes. I've seen it.
I've seen it as well. Basic gameplay, basic story, but the gameplay makes it interesting and fun. Now, as for turning that into a movie, I don't know how you would do that because I don't think you can. It's such a basic story with basic gameplay, but it's fun. That probably wouldn't work.
But you know what you could turn into a story? Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Absolutely. You could turn that into a great series.
Oh god, yeah, that would be a good one. Kind of like a nice little mystery thriller.
Mystery thriller with a lot of animation horror. Real life mixed with animation horror. Ugh.
Oh, how would you do that? That would have to be in the same animation style as Detective Pikachu. It would have to be that.
Yes.
I don't see how else you could do it.
You need to be able to make that into a Roger Rabbit horror. Who Framed Roger Rabbit horror?
Oh, yes. Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
And they just recently released a sequel that I have yet to.
A sequel. I'm watching it right now. I'm like,
I need to watch it.
I need to see Jacksepticeye play the sequel. Because I saw him play the first movie. I loved his reaction when he opens the door of Zoidberg's and goes, Zoidberg. I'm sorry, wrong room.
That would be a great thing to turn, assuming they did it well.
Assuming they did it well. Which brings
but that
me to
story is
point.
still basic enough that you could do it.
Which brings me to my point. So you mentioned that movies today come pre-packaged with story out of the wazoo that should be like a no-brainer into adapting so well because they have the lore and everything. It should be, here, you make it a movie, it will print money. How the fuck do you fuck up Uncharted?
Oh, God. Let's see. Maybe by just making it an origin movie. No, we don't want an origin movie.
I'm sorry. I know what Nathan Drake is like, and I know he's not Tom Holland. Nothing against you, Tom.
Nothing. You're a great Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Can't wait to see you in the next Marvel one. Hopefully also in Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes. But it feels like it went so wrong with casting in that movie. Mark Wahlberg is your mentor figure without the mustache and the gruff?
Okay. Mark Wahlberg as a mentor, I just don't think, and I'm not thinking about the happening Mark Wahlberg. I'm thinking about the other guy's Mark Wahlbergs. Just telling him, you got to be like a peacock. You got to fly.
Oh my god. But no, like, I played all the Uncharted games, and I know I'm stepping on my words when I say it shouldn't be 1-to-1, but that's almost difficult when you're doing a heavily story-based game like Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no time to say, well, just accept that Sully is clean shaven. It doesn't look that terrifying. Or like a scummy dude. Except that Nathan Drake looks like a punk out of high school.
Oh, boy.
So I think we're running out of time
Nope.
here.
We're not actually.
No?
We got about 24 minutes left.
Oh, jeez.
So what? All right. So hold on. Do you think that that there are some movies that can be just aesthetic, like maybe even aesthetically and pacing that can be good for movies? Like I know there's one movie I know was made. I didn't know it was based on a video game before, but Silent Hill.
I've seen Silent Hill, and it's a mixed bag of. It's mixed. Because on one thing, they did some things pretty good. On the other things, it was lacking the horror, which is what Silent Hill is good for.
If
it was more mystery than horror.
You guys can just come out here to Pennsylvania and we can hit up Centralia. Done. There's just... Because that's here in Pennsylvania. That's what Silent Hill was based on, at least the setting.
I know, right?
Oh, great. And all the fogs, and then there's the ancient...
Fog? No, there's no fog. It's smoke.
It's just all smoke, man.
Oh, man.
It's a coal seam that runs underneath the now mostly abandoned. I think there's like 3 people still living there.
It's just still on fire.
So it's
going to burn for about 300 more years.
And so
there's a coal seam under the town that's on fire.
So essentially it smells like everything is burning. I'm gonna step in there, smell a few things, go, something's burning.
Indeed.
Yeah. Done. But what games do you guys think could be made into good movies? Not great movies, because that's hard, but a good movie that is enjoyable.
Well,
let me go to my video game collection.
Bendy.
Well, okay. Let's see. I know.
Aside from Bendy.
Well, I know Tyler. I know Tyler briefly mentioned this.
What about Legend of Zelda?
Legend of Zelda could be.
That's
yeah.
practically got story packages in it. All 8 games.
All 8 games in one movie?
No. Each game is different story, and they all have great storytelling packaged differently.
Okay. Well, let's see. One game that I would like to see just how they would pull off aesthetic-wise. And Tyler, you mentioned this because you had to rant about Steam Boy, and that is, shit, I forgot the name. BioShock. That's it.
Oh yes, BioShock.
I would like to see if they can do Street Fighter much better now.
I don't care about that. No. Ian?
Yes?
I have a favorite video game series, but I'm dreading people trying to touch it to make it a TV series or even a movie. Because there's a difficulty in this. Mass Effect has you choosing genders.
Oh.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not to mention the different paths the story can take.
The different paths, you decide the fate of the galaxy of multiple civilizations and races.
You're gonna bite me. You're gonna bite me.
And each player's story, each shepherd has their
Enjoy
own
that.
unique story to tell. So how does one capture that in a TV show or a movie?
I don't think you can.
A movie
It's
definitely.
those.
And a movie would be very difficult.
It would be unless you do something like what Mark does with In Space or Heist,
Oh yeah.
where you build your own path. Unless you did it like that, which is very difficult and not built for your average audience member.
And even then, people would get upset because the choices make that were not okay. That's not what I chose for my shepherd. Why'd you put that in the movie?
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, I don't think you could.
yeah, that's the I guess that would be the other thing is that everyone has their own perception, their own interaction being as shepherd. So so shepherd is someone that they could imagine themselves as, or even or even be a person that they would never be. Like the night.
No, let me ask you.
Like me, I'm a nice guy. Well, at least I hope I'm a nice guy and not a quote unquote nice guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyler, you pretty much know me. Am I a nice guy?
You're an A-okay guy.
Okay, I can take that. But there are some people that really, push my buttons, and I would like to tell them off.
Now, I want to throw a suggestion. Do you think it's possible to do Mass Effect if you're not focusing on Shepard, but you hear stories about Shepard from a different character?
Yes, I think
that's a possibility.
You could
that
do
might
that.
work, but unless he's more like a mythical figure in the lore, as far as the protagonist of the movie, that way you can have him do different things that don't completely line up with one path of say the player.
I think
that might be a good way to do it.
Like maybe
because
I
think the biggest way is this is one of the few times where you can't have the cast, like the main characters you have from the games, meeting with the cast in the movie.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep it separate, because you want Shepard doing his own thing away from your original characters.
He's off playing the game.
Yeah, or how about save Shepard for a cameo, or just you mentioned that hey Commander Shepard's on the ship. We get to meet. We're gonna meet Commander Shepard. Come on, and you just don't show it, thereby kind of keeping it ambiguous whether Commander Shepard is played as either a man or a woman.
Exactly. Oh hell, I've seen this in storytelling, like a lot of fanfics. There's twins, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
There's enough fanfic writing in movies and television nowadays, especially when Marvel's concerned.
That's so cliche, having twins be the same rank.
Good God, why not just make a Mary Sue why not just make a Mary Sue character like the original fanfic did? Related to Spock.
But the interesting thing is, let's go in reverse. So we're talking about how hard it was to make video game adaptations in a movie. The legends and horrors of film adaptations to games.
Oh God! If you've watched
that's an entire other discussion.
if you've watched AVGN, then you pretty much know when it comes to that one. But there seems to be one video game based on a movie that all of us know about that seems to be very, very good. And I'm talking about Alien Isolation.
Yep. Woo! And hold on, GoldenEye.
And well, I don't know if Ian knows about GoldenEye, but I know all of us, we know about Alien Isolation.
Yes. And hell, Alien Isolation is not technically based on a film.
What?
Technically.
It is.
What is?
Alien Isolation is not based on Alien. It's set in the same universe.
Yes. That which kind of gives it its own wiggle room.
Yeah.
But with the GoldenEye and N64, mind you, you know how difficult it was to make a successful film-based game?
Oh god.
Very difficult. The horrors you'll hear from AVGN about this, but somehow Rare pulled it off. And mind you, when it was released, the new James Bond, Tomorrow Never Die, was going to release 2 months from now. It's astounding how it managed to find success.
But it did and is considered one of the best games of the N64. More than Mario 64, which revolutionized 3D gaming, more than Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, but isn't it fascinating, guys? No, bad video game adaptation for movies, bad film adaptation to gaming. Like a yin and yang.
Mm-hmm. That's how it is.
So, John, when are you playing Isolation?
Yeah, John.
You said you would. We said we would have him do this a long ass time ago.
We got to do it, man.
Tyler made me watch Markiplier play it, and I got so scared I pretty much decided, no, I'm never playing that game.
You have to
take
play
your courage and place it upon my shoulders and play it for you guys.
If I play that game, I'm going to be in the bathroom all day because I definitely know I'm going to be scared shitless.
Go to the bathroom beforehand. Done. Eat your goddamn food.
I don't know. I'll be willing to play that game for you guys.
You want me to do some over-the-top reactions like Markiplier?
No, I just want to see you get scared.
Yeah.
Because knowing me, I'll just set up a soundboard here, and during a tense moment, I'll just hit something at random. John might be a nice person, but I am not.
I am a nice person, but I really have a dirty mouth, especially when I'm angry or scared.
Okay, so we can't have the gameplay
John,
for kids.
Ian.
Got it.
Yes. If not, it's just gonna
purposely have the cassette sound of the alien hissing and play it through John's ear to freak him out that there wasn't no alien.
I know, that's why I just have a soundboard over here and just hit something at random while he's streaming or recording or whatever.
I'm gonna blow out the microphone.
We love you, John. We both love you.
You won't love me when we play Uno.
Oh.
Which house rules?
Which house rules? I don't know. My house rules.
Is 7 and 0
7
cards?
flip.
I don't know. I didn't know there were house rules. I didn't know. I haven't played Uno in a long time.
This must be a thing.
Yeah, 0. Everyone switches cards to the left or right, depending on which way the circle's going. 7, you just pick someone and take their cards.
Okay.
we would need a 4th person, though. Would
Yes.
Jana be interested in yelling at us?
I think so. It'd be fun to play.
A video game movie that came out that I haven't seen, but I'd like you guys' take on it. Pixels.
Oh God.
Ah!
I thought about that and you reminded me. No, that is not a video game adaptation. That is a horrible video game adaptation and a horrible video game tribute.
I would take watching Alone in the Dark by Uwe Boll as a better masterpiece.
Ooh. Ouch. Oof. Oh God, I would rather watch the Mortal Kombat sequel on a loop than watch Pixels on a 24-hour loop.
Okay,
but,
then.
But no, another game that you would think it couldn't fuck up, Ian, Assassin's Creed.
Oh God, I didn't even see that. And
Oh, that I heard about that.
What are you
How?
doing?
The story
My snake is
in
stupid.
the game.
the story is in the game, and you tell. I don't even really care that they didn't do like the original one. That is I hate what they made the Animus machine to be. What?
Yeah.
It's so stupid. The Animus is supposed to be like a chair or a bed that you lie down on while you are in kind of like a dream /coma kind of thing, reliving the memories of your ancestors. Not like doing some weird mocap suspension thing without the mocap suit.
And yeah, that's all I'll say about Assassin's Creed. It can burn.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we shouldn't review it.
But here's a question: why did Assassin's Creed fail? Why did Uncharted fail? But Sonic 1 and 2 and Detective Pikachu.
That is a
So
very
basically,
good
what's
question.
wrong with video game adaptation, or what goes wrong?
Well, let me see let me see critical reception. Let's see. That's website consensus reads Assassin's Creed is arguably better made and certainly better cast than most video game adaptations. Unfortunately, the CGI-fueled end result is still a joyously overplotted slog.
And never mind that, World of Warcraft failed.
Let's see. I bet playing the game is much more exciting, but then getting Fassbender, the guy who played young Magneto, to slap a coat of Deluxe on the wall of this high-tech prison cell, and monitoring the progressive moisture list would be more exciting. Moisture loss, oh boy. I would have thought those are just.
Apologies, audience. Life of a reptile dad.
Yeah, if you want to see him care for his pets, check out his channel.
Or don't, although I've got a really big project already done. I just got to edit.
Keep in mind, his videos are not for the faint of heart.
What does that mean? They're educational.
He's getting back at you, Ian.
All right, Warcraft. Let's see. You mentioned Warcraft, Assassin's Creed. Oh, you said Uncharted?
Yep.
Let's see. Uncharted, that came out before that came out in between the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
So let's see. Critical response. What do they say? Website critical consensus. Promisingly cast but misleadingly titled, Uncharted mines its best-selling source material to produce a disappointing echo of superior adventure films. Oh, hold on, what's this? Watchable in a thin Raiders of the Lost National Treasure of the Fast and Furious Caribbean way? Oh. I guess
they're trying to cram Uncharted, I believe 3 and 1 together.
Oh boy. I guess
another mishap of their thing. Hey, if we take, that's the thing, John. Remember our rant with Fullmetal Alchemist when they're like, don't take moments and just grab it in and say, you see?
Oh, fan service.
Yeah.
Misused fan service.
But isn't that sort of what Sonic 2? Isn't that what Sonic 2 did? It is essentially Sonic the Hedgehog, the games Sonic Hedgehog 2 and Sonic Hedgehog 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and Knuckles thrown together.
Yes, but first thing off is you're not trying to shove two games into one plot. I'm talking about all the plots.
Okay.
we are taking plot line like, okay, if we change the plot to alter to flow into this one, this should work. Not okay. We want all the iconic moments from Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 3 and put them in a movie.
Sort of like how in National Treasure 2, where it started with the Civil War and then it sort of bled into finding the lost city of gold. What?
Yeah.
All right, we got about like 4 minutes left. So, all right, so is that what it really? I haven't seen Uncharted, but is that really what happened? Is that they took almost everything? They took everything.
Not everything, but they took a lot of iconic moments just to, see. Look, we played the games. Wink, wink.
We played the games. So Ian, what?
Or did you pay someone else to play the game and tell you what happened?
And as per your thing about Sonic 2 and 3, John, remember what I said about Sonic games? Bare bones.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's the kind of the funny thing. In the 80s and in the 90s, since that's when video game movies started mostly, the games they chose were just bare bones, so they had to make something up. I guess they weren't really that imaginative. So how do you go? Okay, Super Mario Brothers. Let's do alternate dimension where humans evolved from dinosaurs, and already I can smell the smoke.
God.
Yeah, and already I can smell the smoke coming from Ian.
Hey, Ian, Dino Hatton.
This is a brick of coconut husk.
Get it? Because Manhattan.
Anyway, so an alternate.
Congrats,
dimension.
you pissed me off.
Yep, an alternate dimension of that, and then we go set to New York City, where Mario and his brother, son, cousin, partner, whatever the hell he is, Luigi Mario, our actual run a plumbing business. It was pretty much clear. Just watch pitch meetings on YouTube, Ian. It's pretty much clear that whoever came up with Super Mario Brothers, they didn't care. They really did not care.
Yeah.
Can you say cash grab?
Yes, I can. It clearly was a cash grab. But Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, at least Street Fighter had
Mortal Kombat at least looked and had care.
Mm-hmm. There was a little bit of care there. And so, all right. But nowadays, let's see. Uncharted, a video game with an actual story, but you decided to tell too much of it. Or you decided to take elements that had no way of fitting together, and you somehow made that work, and it kind of showed that you didn't even do it organically. You just forced them. You kit bashed them. Like, it's like, here's the peanut butter, here's the jelly, and there's just a mess everywhere.
So Don, what question were you gonna ask me?
You
had a question that you prefaced.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I can't remember if we actually already talked about it. So, what do you think would make... all of you, what do you think makes a good video game adaptation?
Just show it some care.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't even have to be a perfect movie.
Don't try to be a perfect movie, but hear me out. When you put eye candy, and why do I say eye candy? Like when you said it, Ian, fan service, make it small. Make it so the people in the know are giddy, but it doesn't confuse the normal folk. Who are like, huh?
Yeah, like when we were watching Sonic 2 last night, or even remember in the first Sonic movie, everyone was going like, no, Jim Carrey, he doesn't look anything like Dr. Robotnik or Eggman. You know, where's the red? Where's the fat suit? Where's the mustache? Well, he gets the mustache and the bald head by the end of movie 1, and then he gets the red suit by movie 2, but he's still thin. So where's fat? Well, they put in a fat Jim Carrey in that screen. It was like, oh, see, look. It's a nice little Easter egg.
Yeah.
And and
it should have Easter eggs, and it should be told with the preface that not everyone going to these movies have seen or played the games.
mm-hmm.
We don't want an FMA Brotherhood effect.
No, we if you're going to make a movie based or a TV series based on video games, there should be some care put into it. And even Sonic did seem to have a little bit of care thrown into it, even in the 90s. You know, there were two TV series in the 90s. Both of them both of them involved Jaleel White, surprisingly. One was just straight up cartoony, like Looney Tunes cartoony, and the other was pretty well written. But anyway, our time is now up. That's everyone. I hope you enjoyed this talk, especially the little detours that we took.
Well, it's never a straight road with us.
No, never it is. That's half the fun.
Oh yes, going on detours everywhere. That's what we call road trips.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah. So I guess we'll end this. Do you think that with the success of Detective Pikachu and Sonic, do you think that maybe we'll finally start getting a few good video game movies?
It
Uncharted kind of
depends.
proved that wrong, but I'm hoping that's a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
It depends, because from my perspective at least, it depends on like we said, the care of the people and precisely the game they're trying to adapt.
So I actually asked someone at work on this and said the only reason why Detective Pikachu and Sonic 1 and 2 works is because they're kid movies. Their thoughts, guys.
But then again, we do have The Last of Us coming out. Yeah. We'll have to see how that does. And that is clearly not for kids.
Clearly.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that does. Although I do love the design of that clicker. I love it.
Let's see. Kids movies, looking at the list of films based on video games, even though Sonic, Detective Pikachu, and Sonic's 1, 2, and Detective Pikachu, they did very well. They got in 68, 63, and 69% on Rotten Tomatoes, 53, 47, and 47 out of 100 on Metacritic. So it kind of clearly shows that. I think it's because they're more directed at families.
Yeah, they're family movies. Yeah, anybody can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And
not will, because there's always those people.
Yes, but does that mean that does that kind of invalidate? Does that invalidate those movies? Does that kind of invalidate what we've been talking about?
No, because the games themselves are bare bones, and they've been around for a long time. They're a cultural phenomenon, and people know about that, even as young kids. So kids know about it. They see this. It looks cool. And the parents may have grown up with it, so they give it a chance too. And if everybody comes out happy, there you go. It's a success.
Well put, yeah.
I think we're in that stage where a lot of the classical video games they have that sweet spot of millennials having their own families, and if the movies are good, they take the whole family to see that.
Mm-hmm. And it also kind of it also reinvigorates sales based on nostalgia too.
Yes, absolutely.
I can probably tell you there's probably going to be a lot of searches and sales for those old school Sega cartridges of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's one thing that's going to be difficult for fans to get. So the real experience of Sonic is the cartridges, because in order to experience Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you need the cartridges. You can't do that on the PlayStation 3 collection or any of the games, Sonic collection games, on discs. They haven't fused the Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
You could either play it that way, or play it on emulators, or find it on cartridges.
Yeah. But I gotta get going, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this was a good talk.
Yeah, it's very good talk. Next time we'll find a subject that we're all passionate about. We won't leave you hanging, Ian.
Well, no, I had some good input here. I wasn't completely hanging.
Okay. Yes, but that concludes what was supposed to be the last, but now is now the first podcast of 2023. And so now we will close the Den of Geeks for this month, and hopefully all of you had a safe and happy New Year. And I'm staying positive of what the future might bring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So until next time, this is John Murphy,
Ian Benoit,
Tyler Tyson,
signing off.
Later, guys.
Later.
See you.